What up guys, Miguel here, Vigatech, and when you think about Nokia, the first thing that comes to mind is the indestructible 3310. But the brand is still alive and running this 2019 as HMD Global keeps them in market. Released earlier this year, this is the Nokia 3.2, and it's one of Nokia's attempt on the budget smartphone under 7,000 pesos with a large 4,000 mAh battery and a stock Android experience. I'm pretty curious to keep on watching to find out if it's worth the price. Coming in with a plastic body, it's got a glossy finish without any quirky gradient design, but I will say it's a real fingerprint magnet. Now, Nokia is well known for its durability, and this one does not disappoint. We've had some accidental slips and falls, sorry Nokia, and it still came out presentable in very good shape. This is nice considering how light the device feels in the hands at around 181 grams. The unit we have is in black, but there's also a steel colored variant if you're interested. At the back, you'll find a singular rear shooter, an LED flash, and the round fingerprint scanner. If you have small hands, you might need to adjust your hand to easily reach the scanner. Meanwhile, on the right are the power button and volume rocker. It's kinda cute that the power button is accented with a white light strip, which also acts as an LED notification light. Sitting on the left, you'll find a dual SIM card tray with a dedicated micro SD card slot, while below that is a dedicated Google Assistant button. Up top, you'll find a microphone and a 3.5mm headphone jack, while at the bottom are the microphone, speaker grill, and micro USB charging port. Overall, the Nokia 3.2 looks straightforward and feels robust. With its glossy finish, though, it can be slippery to grip, so we recommend using a case. Moving on to display. You get a 6.26-inch TFT LCD panel with a resolution of 1520 by 720. It can look a little bit dull, but you can change the color temperature and the display settings to whatever it is you prefer. Tip: colors look more vibrant with a black background. Also note that even at 100% brightness, the display can still be dim, making it hard to see under direct sunlight. Nonetheless, the viewing angles are still excellent. It's got slim side bezels, a slightly bigger chin with the Nokia logo printed on it, and its small teardrop notch, which is slightly distracting, but like all other smartphones, you do get used to it. As for audio, it's exactly what you'd expect from a budget smartphone. The highs are there, yet the mids and lows are a bit distorted. Turning the volume up at maximum also doesn't even fill a medium-sized room. If you want to do that, better hook up a speaker instead or utilize the headphone jack. One of the highlights of this device is the fact that its operating system is Android One. We like it as not a lot of the smartphones, especially in this price range, run stock. So it's a plus not to have any third-party or bloatware installed. Instead, what you get is a fresh, pure Android system out of the box, plus a good update schedule. Powering the 3.2 is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 429 with 2 or 3 gigs of RAM and a 16 or 32 gigs of internal storage variant that's expandable up to 400 gigs via micro SD card. The unit we have has 3 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of internal space, but due to Google apps pre-installed in the smartphone, about 22 gigs is usable out of that capacity, so it's best to put in a micro SD card for more storage. With our usual benchmarking apps, here are the results we got. In day-to-day use, the Nokia 3.2 easily handles basic tasks such as messaging, reading, browsing the internet, and navigating through social media smoothly. However, expect some hiccups when too many apps are running in the background, especially the heavy ones. And let's not forget about gaming. We tested out Asphalt 9 and PUBG on it, and we're sure the games can run on this phone. But we did experience numerous lags and frame drops. At one point, Asphalt 9 froze on the home screen for a good amount of time when we were trying to shut the app down. This one is definitely not for gaming. Okay, quickly on security, you get two options, a fingerprint scanner and face unlock. To be honest, we found the fingerprint scanner's placement quite awkward, as you'd end up with your finger on the LED flash most of the time. Then again, it depends on your hands, but it does take some getting used to. As for face unlock, the response is rather slow, and there are also instances when it wouldn't recognize my face, leading me to unlock the phone through the fingerprint scanner or the passcode instead. When it comes to battery, Nokia claims that it can last you up to 2 days of battery life with its 4,000 mAh battery capacity. We tested it through our usual video loop test, and we got a total of 13 hours and 46 minutes. On the other hand, running it on PCMark's battery test, it scored 17 hours and 14 minutes. So it seems it can definitely last you a whole day, but you'll only get 2 days on pretty light use. So the cameras on the 3.2 are quite the letdown among most of its features. Residing in the notch area is a 5-megapixel selfie shooter, which is at a lower resolution than the one on the Nokia 3.1. Meanwhile, at the back is a 13-megapixel rear shooter. Most photos captured by the front camera look decent, but come out a little washed out at times. times. And sadly, when you turn the beauty mode on, you'll get pale looking selfies that drain the color from the face. You might have to use an entirely different camera and or filter app if you want better looking selfies. At the back, the main rear shooter produces good colors under nice bright lighting, details are present, and there's quite a decent amount of sharpness to the images. But similar to the front camera though, images can look washed out quite more times than, it should be. I wouldn't recommend this camera for low lighting situations as the image can look a little bit muddy and you get a lot of noticeable noise on it too. Video-wise, the 3.2 can shoot up to 1080p without stabilization, so it might be ideal to use a tripod or monopod, or even maybe a smartphone gimbal when shooting. So I mentioned earlier that this phone comes with an almost 7,000 peso price tag. To be exact, it costs 6,990 pesos. For that price, you get a large display, Android One as its operating system, expandable storage of up to 400 gigs, a dedicated Google Assistant button, a pretty modest battery life, and a robust phone for everyday non-heavy usage. However, its performance may be lacking for most users as its cameras don't produce the best images and the audio quality can be further improved. We also can't help but think that at this price point, you do get a slur of other options as well. But if you're a fan of the Android One experience and you're somewhat on a tighter budget, we definitely recommend the Nokia 3.2 for someone like you. So, what did the rest of you think of the Nokia 3.2? Yay or nay? Let us know in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to smack that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hit that bell icon so you get notified of future uploads. Be sure to visit yugatech.com for the latest tech news and reviews. Again, this has been Miguel, and I'll see you in the next one.